Okay, so I thought it would be useful to go through some basic stuff on airway, breathing, that type of thing. Quite useful to know for everyone, so quite interesting as well. It's one of my old lectures from first year, so I've not done it in a while, so if I'm rusty, it'll give me some insight into what I may need to learn as well. So I thought I'd go through it with you. There's no jokes in this one, there's no music. I promise. I promise there's no music. Okay, so we'll go through the passage of air from out of the body into the body, and then what happens, and I'll go into a bit of the lung stuff, and hopefully you'll learn something. So, this is what you look like without a face. Although there's no lip liner on this one, so this one's probably not you. But this is what most of us look like. So you have air entry through two spaces or two places, nostrils or the mouth. So air comes in. In case you have no familiarity with anatomy, this is a face, by the way. But anyway, carrying on. So we have a nose. Obviously, you must know nose as well. So the nostrils, and then you have these little streamlined areas that we have are known as nasal conchae. So the aim of air that goes into the lungs, three things have to happen to the air. It has to be warmed, moistened, and filtered. And the nose is built in such a way where the mucus can trap the bacteria if required. And the way it's shaped allows for warming of the air as well. And the proper way to breathe is actually through the nose, because you have these things in place that nature has given us to correctly filter the air or change the air in a way that is best for our lungs. So it's best to breathe through the nose. So air comes through, goes into the pharynx, which is basically, pharynx is this area here. So it's separated into three different names, but there's no real purpose to them. You have the nasopharynx behind the nose, the oropharynx behind the oral cavity, the laryngopharynx, which is behind the larynx. So that's what the pharynx is. Through the mouth, you have, obviously, this is the tongue. You have tonsils, which in real life sit about here, but you also have a palatine tonsil here and a lingual tonsil here. And your tonsils are basically lymph nodes. So when you have an infection, like the lymph nodes in your neck, your tonsils can enlarge because they're trapping bacteria, they're fighting against the bacteria, they produce immune cells. So enlarged tonsils are usually a sign of infection, especially initially, because it's like the first barrier of defense. Because when you breathe something harmful in, or you ate something that's got bacteria on it or whatever, they're going to hit your tonsils before they go into your body and infect your bloodstream or affect anything else. Okay, so just some points to take away there. So we have air that's traveled through these areas now, and it goes down into here. So as you can see, there's two tubes. This one behind is the esophagus, which is where food goes. Obviously, you know a lot about food, big eater, loads of spicy foods going down here. The air, hopefully, goes through this way, so that it actually gets to your lungs. And hopefully none of the spicy food ends up in here. So usually you have an epiglottis, which flaps over the top when you're eating, so it stops food being traveling down the windpipe. And also, if you're sick, one of the things we worry about when people aspirate stomach contents is, as you can see, if stomach acid comes up and you're not eating actively, your epiglottis is going to be open, so it's easy for not food, but undigested food to come up, or acid to come up and then come down here, and that can cause irritation and coughing, etc. So hope it's all making some sort of sense so far.